Yo, what is up, my Shadow Armies? It is I, Shadow Critias, back again with another MHA What If video. So yes, today, this was a donation by a good friend, 212, with a $40. And you guys voted for this as well, for what kind of video that you guys want to see in these what ifs. One of them was, what if Cage Tatsuma met the Justice Lords, or what if Mephiles the Dark was in My Hero Academia. And you guys voted for the Mephiles the Dark in MHA, so I decided to give you guys part 1 of this. And I do not own the art. I did have full permission to use it by 212, who actually commissioned this artwork by a commissioned artist named Ed. So I'll have the link of the actual art down below in the description box, so you guys could check it out for yourself. So there's a few things that I need to go over real quick to able to make this work. This was the most difficult for me. Like, okay, how do I want this story to start, and where do this takes place? You know, which season or whatever. But we're not just gonna do, it's gonna be like the alternate AU. So basically, it has nothing to do with the canon timeline. This will just be his own separate timeline of different scenarios here. So basically, there's a few things that I need to clarify. There's no Chaos Emerald. There's no Iblis involved, and there will be no other Sonic characters to be involved, just only Mephiles. And thanks to Shadow Generation game, there's some idea I could go along with this, where a scenario about that Shadow never went that area at all, and the Scepter of Darkness has been there for quite a centuries now, and has never been touched, or no one ever been there at all. So the only thing I could think of we could start the story is in season 3, where Bakugo is getting captured, and usually the pro heroes lets do all the work and do all that. But in this scenario here, they required the UA students, 1A, to help out. But a bit of the team who wants to help out and rescue Bakugo. And those people are Deku, Uraraka, Todoroki, Momo, Ida, Kirishima, and who else am missing? And Tsuyu. So they decided to come along and help out and rescue Bakugo. So, but before we get to the actual story, we need to go over the beginning of how they were able to get their hands on the Scepter of Darkness. So basically, we're starting the story where Shigaraki is fully grown and listening to his master, all for one, that they have a mission for him to go on solo without any aid, or not have Kurogiri by his side. So this is like a solo mission that is very important to him. Shigaraki is willing to do whatever his master commands, and he wants to know what kind of mission is this. All for One informs Shigaraki about there's a hidden location place that has been forgotten, and that area has never been touched or seen since centuries. So there is an ancient artifacts that has attention for a while, and he wants to know if it's still there. If so, he wants Shigaraki to retrieve it. And only thing he knows is the name of, just a random artifacts that is something could be quite useful for All for One's vision in the future, or something could be helpful for Shigaraki. So Shigaraki wants to know more about this, but knows not to question his master. If this actually helps Shigaraki to gain his vision and his dream to honoring and be his master's successor, this relic, this artifact, could be quite useful for Shigaraki for himself in the future. So he needs to know where he needs to go. But All For One tells that Kurogiri will take you to the location where you need to be. And whenever you receive the artifact, Kurogiri will be out and waiting for you when you return. And also gives Shigaraki a warning. Whatever you do with the artifacts, there is something in the artifacts that cannot be released. So whatever you do, do not activate the relic or the artifact. Just grab it and bring it here to me. So Shigaraki wants to know, what does he mean by that? What does he mean about never released it? There's something that All For One knows, something he's never told anyone about this, or something that is something that's far powerful, that's something that never should be out. And also, there is a thought in Shigaraki's mind that why can't the master just go and get it for himself instead of him? If this is that really important, why can't he do it for himself? This is something he has thought in his mind. But Shigaraki, getting ready to head down to the location, thanks to Kurogiri, gave him a location to a hidden, unknown cave that has been forgotten. Shigaraki, wondering where this leads him, it actually leads him to the area where the relic is at, the artifact. But also, the last warning before Shigaraki walks in, he was told by his master that there is dangers like booby traps and also few types of creatures that you've never seen before and has never been out of this area for centuries. And they're basically the protectors and the guardians of this artifact, and they are not to be taken lightly. They're just monster and beasts, so take them out as you see fit. So Shigaraki was concerned what kind of these creatures he's talking about. So as Shigaraki goes in and see and all amazed how this place still look new, and see all these symbols and these images in the walls, like has some histories and lore or anything about it, and for some reason the whole area is still light up with flames, like it's never been taken out or whatever. But there is certain things, like there are some purple dark liquid area. Like, what is this? Why does it feel darkness? And then he come across a few creatures, mini creatures, like a orc or cyclops, but smaller, all in glowing darkness of dark purples or whatever. And there are some few creatures here and there. Then Shigaraki, talked to himself by speaking to the creature, saying that you're in my way, I'm here for the artifact. So the creatures started to attack Shigaraki, so Shigaraki takes them out pretty easily. Some of them were actually tougher, but not tougher than him. After all, he was able to be a fighter when he was trained by his master when he was a kid. So Shigaraki taking all those creatures pretty handily. Yeah, there are some that he did get injured here and there, but he just walks off. Just a minor scratch. Nothing too fancy or too permanent or too deep of injury. He goes to a big, huge, empty area. Like, a whole room looked like a freaking arena of some sort. And then in the middle of the area in the room, there is a relic, the artifact that All For One mentioned, but is a glowing purple energy, or not energy, or purple light illuminating the area in the relic, and the design of it looks so unique. And Shigaraki felt felt darkness, emptiness within this artifact. To himself, he says, "A scepter? So this is the artifact?" So Shigaraki, grabs the artifact and places it in a bag. And then after he finally took it, the whole place is about to collapse. So Shigaraki didn't waste no time and rushed out the building. Or not the building, rushed out the cave. As he finally entered out, Kurogiri has been waiting for his return. He was in there for quite a bit, like an hour or two. So basically, Kurogiri left after he dropped out Shigaraki and came back an hour later. So basically, Shigaraki has been in the cave about an hour or two. And Kurogiri asks, "Master Shigaraki, have you received the artifact?" Shigaraki said, "Indeed, I have it in here. Let us return and give this to our master." "Of course, Master Shigaraki." As Kurogiri opened the gate, as they both walking into the gate and headed to All For One's location. As they arrived, Kurogiri bows and bowed to All For One, and Shigaraki walked to his master, and next to him is the doctor himself, Dr. Ochiko. Dr. Ochiko asks, "Did you retrieve the artifact?" Shigaraki takes out the scepter, and All For One smiles at, "Well done, Tomura Shigaraki. You have done well for your first time mission." And then All For One offer a hand to hand it over. Shigaraki gives it to the scepter to his master. Then All For One gives it to the Dr. Ochiko to seal it away, and we could, test it and use it for experiment later on. So Dr. Ochiko is very excited to do with this artifact, since he's the only one who knows what's in the Scepter of Darkness. And before anything else, All For One decided to tell Shigaraki about what this thing is. He tells him that this relic is a Scepter of Darkness. Within it is carrying a powerful deity, a demon, a devil itself that can control time and space itself. And also has the ability of anything that anyone could imagine ever wanted: immortality. This shocked Shigaraki. A deity, a power to have immortality, but also could control time itself? And All For One tells the name of this deity that is within the Scepter of Darkness. And Shigaraki asks, "Who is it?" And he tells him that his name was Mephiles the Dark. And Shigaraki is wondering, why is he sealed in the Scepter of Darkness? He tells him that Mephiles the Dark cannot be killed. He exists but the past, present, and future. The only way to take him out is to seal him is the only way to beat him. So he is powerful, even All for One and All Might themselves. This is shocking to Shigaraki. Someone that powerful than his master and All Might himself, the symbol of peace. So they're basically trying to find a way if they can control Mephiles, or they could find a way to give the power of immortality, other abilities, and also control time itself. Basically manipulate time and travel through time to give it to All for One. Because his plan is that he wants to become immortality and also have the ability to travel through time, both past, present, and future, so he could turn his world into darkness, where every villains, rule the world of time itself, past, present, and future. Or soon they think. So that's a bit of a backstory of how they're able to get their hands on the Scepter of Darkness. Now we'll get to in the present time, where everyone and a little bit of the Class 1A student that I just mentioned, Deku, Uraraka, Ida, Sue, Todoroki, Momo, and Kirishima, are with the pro heroes, All Might, Endeavor, and the others on the rescue team to rescue Bakugo. So, basically, everything goes well like in canon. Everyone gets sent to the different location. And Deku, Uraraka, and Todoroki are with Best Genius and Mount Lady. So, basically, All Might is dealing with All for One, like in canon, while each of the people are trying to find Bakugo. So Deku and Uraraka are just walking to the lab to see if they could find him, until they came across the Doctor, out of panicking, trying to send the Nomus to attack. These Nomus are the weakest, so Deku was able to take them out. And before he grabbed the one relic, the Scepter of Darkness, Deku kicks it out of the guy's hand, and it flies in mid-air. The Doctor himself is screaming out of fear, screaming out, "No!" And as the Scepter of Darkness falls to the ground, the Doctor is shouting in rage by saying, and I'm gonna be using the lines from the actual the description from the actual art. So bear with me, my reading sucks. Literally. So the Dr. Ochako screams out, "You fools! You have no idea what you have done!" The doctor shout out in a state of panic. As it began, between the Doctor, as the Scepter, the Darkness goes spiral out of control, a black huge mist flying in midair around the Doctor and the two heroes, until it lands and emerged to Izuku's shadow as Deku moved away. As it hits the ground at Deku's shadow, Deku looks and sees that his shadow has been absorbed, and the shadow that is taking a shape of himself, identical costume but more darker light color, a shimmer with a tint of a purple, all the colors basically. His skin is pale with no available mouth, with no visible visible mouth, and the I can butcher this one, and his eyes are so more like a demonic, and his eyes are so similar to Izuku, but more bright emerald, like a reptilian demonic. And Denku is lost for word, and Achanko felt fear. She says, "Deku, he looks just like you." What Deku was confusing as Uraraka was over this thing taking on his appearance. He paid no need to it at his danger sense, was reacting like crazy, out of control. Than before, whoever or whatever this thing is, they was something dangerous about him. Something pure evil. Deku tells Uraraka, "Stay behind me." Deku exclaimed, placing his hand indefensively over Uraraka as she stands behind him. As the question finally spoke with a dark chuckle. Oh, ironic fate can be. I would never have to believe I would resurrect it through your shade. I thank you, Izuku Midoriya, or should I say, Deku. As the being bowed to his head down, in a mocking suggestion fashion, one could guess, Deku was beginning to feel more and more disdain. How did this thing know his name? He needed answers. He needed answers right now. Who are you? And how do you know my name? The being, his head still bowed down, let his arms dangling, loosing down like a ragdoll, and replies with a dark whispering, "I'm Mephiles the Dark." The being now introduced himself as Mephiles, dagging to slowly approach the pair, a sense of dread feeling through them from each every step of the way. "What? Did you forget me?" says Mephiles ask. Forgotten? Or forgot? God, why am I saying forgotten? Like, forget, Deku thought. But how could he forget someone that he never met before in his whole life? Mephiles finally got close up to Deku's face. As a young hero was invisible, oh my god, I'm just gonna say disturbed by his mouthless expression and his demonic eyes. I owe much to you, Deku." Suddenly, Mephiles lifted his arm and conjured a sphere of energy in the palm of his hand. Deku and Uraraka took a step back and reacted defensively, while the doctor has pacing now, and unnoticed and forgotten. Quietly and distracted, he made his exit, knowing what is happening now. As Mephiles continued, "Oh yes, what you gave to me, I now return to you. A one-way ticket to oblivion." As the sphere of energy enlanced, and I'm sorry, I can't butcher these fucking. Again, my reading is bad as hell. As he lifted his hand in the air, the sphere of energy burst in air, engulfs the young heroes in its hold as they scream and shielding their eyes from his blinding and overwhelming light. As the spear dissipates, Deku and Uraraka, along with Mephiles, or soon they thought, were gone, leaving behind nothing but an empty, broken laboratory. Yeah, that happened. So, after that happened, the doctor actually, decided to contact All For One of this incident before his fight against All Might. And I'm trying to find the dialogue, so give me a second. I know he wrote it, I typed it here somewhere. Oh, here it is. After Mephiles broke out of the lab, Dr. Ojiko got in contact with All For One. Come on, pick up already. All For One answered, Doctor. I take it. The doctor cut him off and said, there's no time for formality, Master All For One. We got a serious big problem on our hands. Bigger than anything All Might could ever hope to throw at us. All For One is questioning, is that so? What's the problem? I was continuing my work on making the Nomus as you asked me, when all of a sudden my lab was I can't say the word. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at reading. Suddenly my lab was destroyed by those pesky heroes from Class 1A, including that blasted successor of All Might. I see. I suppose this would happen sooner or later. We'll need to relocate to your new location so you can continue your work. Forget about my work. It has this. Oh my god, I'm terrible at reading. I really am. I'm gonna repeat that shit again. Forget about my work. It is nothing compared to what was unleashed tonight. All For One is taken aback by the doctor's tone. Only remember what the doctor had informed him of a long while ago. No. I'm afraid so, Master All For One. When the successor to All Might made a contact with his contact the tube, that Mephiles being awakened and has broke free on his end. All For One was only silent for a bit before contacting Kurogiri and Shigaraki was set out to retrieve you. In the meantime, don't do anything that could get you spotted by the heroes. The doctor responded, understood, but what about All For One cuts him off the call as he looked up to the sky, nothing how it was nighttime. There was not a single star in the sky. A bad omen has felt it was. Oh my god, I'm going to repeat that again. A bad omen he felt it was. Damn it. This is bad. And that is where I'm going to end this part here. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Tell what you guys think. Do you guys want to see part 2 of this? And let me know your thoughts and opinions down below about this origin here and there. And do you think I could have done it better to make a lot more sense? So, yeah. Again, my apologize of my reading. I am terrible at reading. This is why I'd rather come up with my own things at the top of my head instead of doing a script. This is why I prefer taking notes, not doing script. Or reading, because my reading is terrible, like bad. So, yeah, if you guys want to see part 2 of this, let me know. I'll make it happen. But that's up to 212 if he wants this part 2 to make it happen. And this is something I'm going to enjoy making. And not be the best, but I'm going to enjoy nonetheless. But anyway, hope you guys are enjoying the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Links to my other channel, my social media, and my Discord server. All that will be down below in the description box. You guys know the drill. If you guys want to support the channel, feel free to donate to my Cash App and my PayPal. That will be down below in the description box, and it will be in my bio. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Before I show the Critias, I'll see you guys later.